Hey guys, so recently today I found out where I live our public transportation is not going on strike. This is a plus. Why? 1. I don't have my license. I use public transit to get everywhere. 2. I can now go to school. 3. I can now get to work. So, with that lovely, happy note that the public transit is not going on strike, I have to do a little rant about the public transit. Why? Because some of the people that use it are really, really awkward. I mean, I hate it when I'm sitting there and I have my iPod in, not listening to anybody because it's not my whole job, I guess, to listen into other people's conversations. So I just decide, why not just block them all out? But then you have that one, usually elderly lady that sits beside you and just decides she wants to strike up a good old conversation with you. My earphones are in. Can't hear you if you're talking. I don't like when people I don't know touch me. She tends to touch me to get my attention. And that's really not in my liking. 2 is when I'm on the bus and I'm looking out the window across from me, and it's good because there's no one sitting there, so I don't feel creepy when I look in front of me. Usually you look in front of you and there's someone there, they're like, why the hell are you staring at me? But in reality, you're actually looking past them. This happened to me the other day. So on the bus home from work, was sitting there enjoying the nice little dark view of all the restaurants down the street. Just looking out the window, minding my own business, had my earphones in. 2 little frickin' thug hooligans get on the bus, and we're all G'd up from the feet up, so we're gonna sit in front of you. And as I'm continuing to look where I was looking, why? I was zoned out. And they just looked at me, they're like, yo, you got a problem? And I was just like, what? Automatically assumed I'm a bitch. Because I have my earphones in, so I'm clearly not listening. And apparently I have a staring problem. Which I really don't. Because I find it hard to look at people in the eyes half the time anyway, so yeah. That was a fun night. And there's also the people that ride the bus that don't really follow the genuine personal hygiene thing. Those are the best ones to have sit beside you. Heck yes, they are. That's what I think. I mean, when you're out enjoying your day and you just showered and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go see somebody, or yeah, I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna smell good. I'm not gonna look weird or anything like that. And that one person that's like either really, really thin and cracked out or really, really big and munching on some food, smell completely grotesque, and they just decide, hey, there's an entire empty bus around me, but I'm gonna go sit beside that girl. I'm gonna try to make friends with her. No, because I'm gonna get my ass up and I'm gonna move. Not because I'm rude or anything, but just because I prefer to keep a decent smell to me. I mean, it'd be a lot worse if I just pulled out my body spray and sprayed them, right? I thought so. And last but not least, when it comes to public transit, not the passengers, not the bus themselves, even though they can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but the drivers. You got your really nice drivers that will stop for anybody, that make sure they slow down and hit the brake nice and slowly so you don't fall over if you're standing, and being courteous for the old lady sitting in the front seat you were currently sitting in. And then you get the drivers that drive on the wrong side of the road or slam on the brakes like there's no fucking tomorrow. And then you have the ones that just don't stop for anybody, even when they're standing at a bus stop. Especially if the bus isn't running late. I'm sorry, sir, you were 3 minutes early and you still drove past me. Don't worry, I didn't have to go to school or anything. But good thing is, I was on time. Why? because the other bus driver picked me up 10 minutes later. I actually think it was more like 15 minutes later. And then you have the drivers that are just so rude and ridiculous and such douchebags to the passengers, and obviously can't stand their job, because if you're going to work in public transit, which is basically a customer service, and you're not friendly half the time, you should probably look for something else. Like, I don't know, maybe a douchebag. Just go out and get a job and be a douchebag. That's what you can do. Buses are ridiculous. If you feel my pain, thumbs up this video. Add it to your favorites. Leave your fun stories down below, because everybody has them and no one can say they don't. Anyone that rides public transit has some sort of story that has happened. To add to stories, this is the fun part. I've mentioned the smelly people, I've mentioned the crackheads, I've mentioned the morbidly, I can't say that word apparently. Obese people munching on their food sitting beside you, sometimes taking up your legroom. The elderly people talking to you, and the thug hooligans that think they're so cool. But what I haven't totally mentioned is people that try to break into the bus. This is a true story. I was leaving work and a crackhead opened the window on the side of the bus, jumped through the window, opened the back doors by accident, and as he's trying to close the doors to make it look like he was already on the bus, he shut the entire bus down. He ended up leaving and walking away. We got to the next bus stop. He was fighting some guy. Why? Because he was high as... That is why. And he was probably mouthing off to somebody because he was wasted as well, so... Yeah. But those are the fun times of public transit with Shauna. So, hope you guys have been good, and hopefully I make videos more frequently. Bye, guys.